It's been a dangerous time on city streets. An 18-year-old rushed to hospital with serious injuries after being hit by a vehicle here on Islington and the Queensway this morning. This was one of 12 collisions over a 14-hour period that injured 14 pedestrians. And the numbers are staggering. Since June, well over 1,000 people have been hit by cars in Toronto. Now, police telling us tonight that one of those pedestrians, a 69-year-old woman, has now died in hospital. She was struck by not one but two cars near College and Markham Roads. Her death marks the 36th pedestrian fatality so far this year. Now, there is no simple answer as to why this is happening. Of course, many factors are involved. But one of the leading causes of pedestrians being struck is jaywalking, which of course is a common sight in Toronto. Now, tonight we examine some of the issues on our roads by talking to those who share it.
Yep.
Our cameras were rolling barely a minute when we started spotting jaywalkers all over the downtown core. There was the streetcar guy, the delivery guy, even the pregnant lady. It's a common occurrence on city streets, and according to police, it is a legal maneuver. People are crossing mid-block. Is that against the law?
It is not against the law as long as your actions don't affect that of through traffic.
But mid-block crossings are also one of the leading causes of pedestrians being struck by cars.
And when we look at our fatal collisions, left turn at an intersection, right turn at an intersection, and mid-block crossings are the top three that we look at for fatal collisions. If somebody didn't cross at the mid-block, we could actually reduce our pedestrian collisions substantially, probably by about a third.
If you were handed a $125 ticket for jaywalking,
Yep.
would you think twice about doing it?
Yes.
As the mayor pushes his Safe Roads agenda with lower speed limits and better enforcement at high-risk intersections, the number of collisions continues to climb. And police say mid-block crossings would be nearly impossible to crack down on. Should there be a charge or a big fine that comes with that?
If there's legislation put in place in order to give more directions to how pedestrians need to be crossing, specifically with a mid-block crossing situation, then that may change things. But the reality is society has to accept those changes in the law. And if they don't, then you can have all the legislation you want. We're still going to see the same problem.
Here in Toronto, it is a three-way street, and the issues differ depending on your mode of transportation.
Well, I think it goes both ways. I think like some motorists are really not as cautious as they should be around cyclists, but then there's a lot of cyclists who take too many risks that they shouldn't be taking.
Hi. What is the difference from driving in Oakville as opposed to Toronto?
The congestion is very different. In Oakville, you don't get much jaywalking, as much people running lights if they're on cycling. As in Toronto, there's a lot more volume of everything. So
A lot more to look out for. As a pedestrian, what is it like trying to navigate the roads?
If you live in the city and you're used to the city, you get used to the cadence and the speed with which cars arrive, so you learn how to do it. I do it by second nature, I guess.
Right. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or so you say second nature, does that mean you're not as aware as
Never been
you
hit by a
once
car
were?
yet.
Now, we did ask the city if it would re-examine the rules surrounding jaywalking. They said at this time it has no plans to talk to the province about making changes to the Highway Traffic Act.